Ladies and gentlemen, one of the only activities that activates, stimulates, and uses the entire brain is music. If there's one language that connects all the brains, neurotypical, neurodiverse, young, old, it's only music. Our next session is a truly special one, empowering young minds through music, therapeutic, and educational strategies for neurodiverse learners. Today's speakers are going to show us how music isn't just a feel-good extra, it's a powerful strategy rooted in neuroscience, emotion, and inclusion. So tune your ears and open your hearts as we welcome our wonderful speakers, Mrs. Soumya Sanak and Mr. Sanakumar Atreya, to the stage to take us into this vibrant healing world where music meets neurodiversity. Mr. Soumya Sanak, a PhD in music therapy as alternative medicine and a postgraduate in both music and microbiology, with her strong fundamentals in Carnatic music, led her to develop many techniques of Indian music therapy that help as a complementary and non-invasive therapy for several health conditions. Mr. Sanakumar Atreya, a multi-instrumentalist trained in Carnatic classical percussion, music theory, and yoga, initially worked as a software engineer in companies like Accenture and HP before passion steered him into music. He had a successful parallel career as a freelance journalist and is currently pursuing his PhD in Nad Yoga after a post-graduation in yoga therapy. Let's give them a warm round of applause.
Namaste to all.
Namaste to everybody. Good afternoon. And I hope that tea has perked up your neurons a little bit. If not, I hope we do the job. So, as you would see, the topic today that we would be taking you through is connecting therapeutic and educational strategies and seeing how it could help our neurodiverse learners. We will take you through a few aspects of therapy and connect it to how we can link it to educational strategies. We'd like to begin with a prayer. This is the Nandi Shloka of the Chaturopadesha in the Hatha Yoga Pratipika text. And this is a prayer that gives us, where we seek the blessings of the divine who manifests as the Nada Bindu. Namah Shivaya Gurave Nada Bindu Kalatmane Namah Shivaya Gurave Nada Bindu Kalatmane Niranjana Padam Yati Nityam Tatra Parayanaha Nityam Tatra Parayanaha I would like to begin with a very basic definition of what music therapy is or is popularly defined today. I'm sure many of you are already aware of this, but as Dr. M.K. Sridhar said in the morning, unfortunately, there are some Western definitions and connotations that we have to adopt in the way that we are working. So this is a definition that is given by the American Music Therapy Association, which says that music therapy is an interactive process between the therapist and the benefactor, where the therapist uses music in totality or certain components of music to help a patient or a neurodiverse learner improve, restore, or maintain their health condition. So before we go on to understand therapy, it is very important to make this distinction where we understand music in totality, but the purpose of music is different in these three areas. So most commonly, we all come across music as a form of entertainment. So there is a performance and we all as audience sit and listen to that and enjoy, whether we revel in any stage of the Ranjakatvam, it is still entertainment. When we come to music as education, when the goal of imparting music as education is to create a musician out of the student, to create a performer out of that learner, then that is music as education. But when it comes to music as therapy, the goals are most often non-musical in nature. So we begin by goal setting in areas that are important for our children in their regular routine activities or to help them move on to better educational platforms. So music as therapy is totally different from music as education and music as entertainment. In fact, I would like to add one point that I gathered over the day today. Over the day, we have been understanding from Dr. Sujata's talk and that this need of this curriculum framework and the NEP that is now underway, if this brain development oriented curriculum had been there, maybe when, we were all children, probably we wouldn't need so many therapies at all today because it would have already integrated all those individuals in the framework. So, but anyway, therapy has its role today, and maybe in the children who are kind of high functional, therapy could add as an aid to education, and in children who have slightly more severe conditions, therapy could be a way to education. We will see how.
As she said, therapy and education have to go hand in hand when it comes to our neurodiverse children. Most centers often make this mistake of only skilling them or only providing therapy. If you see, therapy and education are like two wheels of a bicycle. If a child has to learn language, speech and communication first has to be established as therapy. Similarly, even for handwriting and art, we need fine motor skills. For even basic mathematics, science, and social sciences, they need multiple intelligence, cognition. Needless to say, all of us need focus and attention span to improve. These areas can be achieved significantly through music therapy and integrated into education.
So, as Madam Prachi said when she was introducing us, music exposure and musical inputs are integral to brain development, and I think more than one person in this summit has emphasized this need to include music. So we from a musical background hope that music is not going to be branded as extracurricular anymore and will be a part of the curriculum going ahead. So how do we do this? So if we are looking at improving aspects of speech and communication in our children, we start by selecting simple songs or swara patterns which will help them intonate and use phonetics in the right way and in the way that they need to be helped. For example, if we take, I'll just quote a couple of examples. So some children have an difficulty in even in their mother tongues. In Kannada and Telugu, maybe you are familiar with what we call as Vattakshara, as in the Samyukta Akshara, as it is called in Hindi and Sanskrit. So we take up simple songs like Shakti Sahita Ganapatim Shankaradi Sevitam Virakta भक्त सकल मुनिवर सुरराज विनुत गुरुगुहं भक्तादिपोषकं भवसुतं विनायकं भक्तिमुक्तिप्रदभूषितङ्गं रक्तपादाम्बुजं भावयामि. So you would see that we start with just one Samyukta Akshara in the first 2-3 lines, and then we give them a break with, a couple of lines where there are no Samyukta Aksharas, and then we put multiple Samyukta Aksharas in the last few lines, so that while they are interested in learning the song, they also learn and practice to pronounce these syllables. In the process, they are able to activate their speech apparatus. And the clarity of their communication improves based on this.
A similar thing we are able to achieve in improving cognition and logical abilities through the concept of Konnakol. Konnakol is the process of reciting rhythmic syllables. Many of you would have heard the famous takadhimi takajhanu, takadhimi takajhanu, takadhimi takajhanu. It was played in the Surabhi times. All those are Konnakol phrases. Interestingly, we are able to use these to improve mathematical skills and logical skills. Because in rhythm, we have like 1 is ta, 2 is taka, 3 is takita, 4 is takadimi. And then I can ask my student what is 3 plus 4, and he will say takita takadimi. I can ask him what's 4 plus 5, he'll say takadimi taka takita. And we form these patterns, and there is so much of excitement among the children to learn these Konnakol phrases, perform them, and guess what? As a byproduct, we get huge basic arithmetic skills.
Adding on to that, I think the pedagogy of our Indian classical music systems is very rich and replete with already inbuilt techniques for building logical abilities in children. For example, I'm sure many of you are familiar with the Sarali Varisais, the very basic balapatam that we do in classical music, in South Indian classical music. So if you observe the progression of the lessons there, we are actually trying to teach them how to build one step at a time. So the first lesson would go sa re ga ma pa da ni sa. The second one would take only one swara, and we do sa re ga ma. Whereas the third step will do sa re ga sa re. So like this, you see that we are able to teach them counting, like he said, basic mathematical aspects, concepts of counting, building one step at a time, and a logical progression in the numbers using our musical lessons with a ready-made pedagogy that we have in our system already.
Let's fasten our seat belts for some magic. So far what we showed was right the basics. Some of our children were preparing for NIOS exams, and we had to teach them some of the chemistry syllabus, science syllabus. And we did this as an experiment. You will understand as the video progresses. We are going to have periodic table as Konnakol. Is it audible?
Helium. on. Ta-tick-tock, taka-tick-tock, 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 taka-tick-tock. Sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon. Ta-tick-tock, taka-tick-tock, 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 taka-tick-tock. Potassium, calcium, scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper, zinc, gallium, germanium, arsenic, selenium, bromine, krypton, ruthenium, strontium, yttrium, zirconium, niobium, molybdenum, technetium, ruthenium, rhodium, palladium, silver, cadmium, indium, tin, antimony, tellurium, iodine, xenon.
This child went on to successfully complete his science papers in 10th and iOS, and he is giving his 12th this year.
And now we are also able to transfer this sort of a benefit from one child to so many other children. Such is the power of rhythm in enabling memory. From memory, we'll get on to another very important aspect, fine motor skills. Here we want to showcase one of our children who was having a closed fist for the first 6 years of his life. He was not able to even open his fingers. This is at the beginning of therapy.
நீட்டவே இல்லை
நீட்ட முடிவே
இப்போ நீட்னி எவ்வளோ நேரம் நீட்டு
கொஞ்சம்
இன்னொரு வாட்டி நீட்டு மடக்கி நீட்டு மடக்கி
கொஞ்சம்
குட் இன்னொரு வாட்டி
கொஞ்சம்
இன்னொரு வாட்டி
கொஞ்சம்
ஒன் சொல்லும்போது விரல் நீட் இருக்கணும்
கொஞ்சம்
குட் இன்னொரு வாட்டி
கொஞ்சம்
This was the video the mother sent us. The moment he was able to open his one finger. Okay. Then months pass. We start on an exercise called finger isolation.
கை விரி கை மடக்காத விரி
வச்சுட்டேன்
கை விரி மடக்காத மடக்கிறல்ல இப்படி பண்ணாம நீட்டி வை விரல மடக்காத நீட்டு ஓப்பன் நான் சொல்ற வரைக்கும் மடக்காத அப்படியே வை நீட்டியே வை 1 2 3 4
As simple as that. For many of you, this might have not sounded musical, but if not for the musical component of it, the basic of how we teach music, the concept of dividing each of it on rhythmic basis of 1 jhum, 2 jhum, 3 jhum. This is more used in dance. So, but we have used it on the fingers to enable the flexibility. And over the next year, watch the magic.
Speak to.
So that's a basic lesson when we start learning instrument like mridangam. Ta, dhi, tom, nam, nam, tom, dhi, ta. This child has gone on. Not only has been able to open up his fingers, now he's able to use his fingers effectively and write letters. We are presenting you case studies here where only music therapy has worked, wherein most other therapies have failed, and then we have been able to arrive at a solution through music therapy. Before we go to the listening section, I just want to present a thing that often in music therapy, we think of only passive listening. Somebody is lying down, we put music on headphones for them, and that is music therapy. Or we are teaching music, the child is able to learn and perform music, that's music therapy. No, as Soumya initially said, music therapy is neither. Music therapy is the taking even very small components of music, however small they may be, and utilizing them to ensure we achieve a therapeutic goal in our neurodivergent children. And from that, we'll come to the listening aspect of it.
Just to add a point to what he said, music therapy, as we've been, trying to give you a peek into that, is components of active music therapy and passive music therapy. Everybody largely knows this view of passive music therapy, where we just listen to a particular kind of music that's curated for a condition. But what we are demonstrating today are components of active music therapy, where we actively involve the participation of the child or the patient. So can we do a small activity while we play this? Can all of you just in your mind say ta, dhim, kita, taka? Okay? So I'm going to play a beat and we will start clapping to the beat and we will look at it at the end of this file. Just clap along with this, I will guide you. Dhim, kita, tak, only 1, 2, that's all. Tak, dhim, kita, taka. That was
Thank you.
neuroplasticity in action. Not everybody here is trained in music, and there was no instruction throughout that recording when the recording played. All of us adapted and synchronized to the beat by ourselves. So many a times in our sessions, we don't give verbal instructions to our children. Music will do the job for us. And it is a tool that we are able to achieve very high compliance with. There is no question of non-cooperation in our sessions. And I think it's just the happiness quotient that connects the children with us, and it does the job.
Right now, we demonstrated to all of you that in neurodiversity, each of us is unique, correct? But each of us is a genius, that's also right. Yeah? So all of you learned classical music within 2 minutes. We would like to conclude.
Yeah, by just sharing a few references that might be useful. And again, I am, referring back to Dr. M.K. Sridhar's speech in the morning. It is important for us to develop a database of Indian studies because we have such a rich culture, rich treasure of Indian music and techniques that are available to us. But unfortunately, we don't have enough studies. So I think I am opening this out to even the Vidya Vahini team. I see a lot of music enthusiasts around here. So it would be great if we can all join hands and create an Indian music therapy database with your help.
Thank you all.
Namaste, everyone.
Thank you so much to our incredible speakers for the truly soul-stirring sessions. You have reminded us that music is not just a subject, it's a support system. So thank you so much once again. I would like to call upon stage Shrimati Shobha Dasika, Shrimati Supriya Prabhu, Shri Albert Barrels, Shri V.I. Subramanian to please come on the stage and do the honors. Please give a big round of applause. It reminds us of what we witnessed on June 25. That was just not a performance, it was a celebration of the human spirit expressed through rhythm, melody, courage and creativity. Each note, each movement and each moment before Mahasannidhi was a testament of possibility.